name is Joe Dagostino. I am the director of Community Darkroom of Akron. What Community Darkroom Akron is we are a membership-based operation. We also teach classes that are open to members and the public. We teach everything from basic film developing, printmaking, black and white and color. Color is coming in hopefully in a month or two. We'll be teaching that. And we also teach for people who've never picked up a camera before. We also teach basic photography skills as well. Community Darkroom Akron project came to life probably 2 years ago. The idea came to life. Took a little longer than what we expected to get up and running, but the idea came from I was a member at another community darkroom up in Cleveland, and just decided we wanted to do something along the same lines, but here down in Akron. I actually attended Akron U many years ago. I grew up on the west side of Cleveland, but when I came to school here, I kind of fell in love with the downtown area here. It was a lot smaller than Cleveland, but it had more of a friendlier kind of vibe to it. And I've always liked the art community here. It was pretty tight-knit. Like everyone says when they answer the question of when did you get into photography or working with film, I started a long time ago. I think the first camera I ever got I was 8 years old. Was a old Kodak point and shoot that shot medium format film. I used to have to beg and plead with my parents to get it developed and buy more film, but it kind of started from there. I was kind of hooked at a young age with it. Film is definitely a little different process than digital. It's not so instantaneous. So you might not shoot a whole roll of film in a day. So you have to develop it, which, then it dries, and then you can start making prints from it. So it's generally, you can do that in a day. Like you can shoot a roll of film, develop it, and then make prints, but that would be a very long day. So it's usually a span of sometimes days to weeks before you actually will develop your film and make a print from it. So we offer a 4-week intro to black and white photography class here. It starts with, first week is camera shooting basics and how to properly expose film, use the camera if you've never touched it. Next week is developing film. The week after that is making a contact sheet of the film that we developed, and then the fourth and final week, we get into actually making prints from that roll of film. In the first class, I like to teach kind of more of a hands-on approach, so we don't spend a lot of time sitting and talking about a lot of theory. We go out and we practice the theory, so people can, if they have questions or they don't understand what I'm saying, they're actually using their camera and seeing how it works. And how to meter the light and read the light and set up their scene and take their photos. In the film developing class, we get right into it. We practice with getting the film onto the reels, which can be kind of a difficult task, and then we practice in the changing bag with film that's already been developed or film that was accidentally exposed to light. They'll practice opening up the film rolls and put it on the reels and then getting it closed up into the light tight canister. And then we get into developing, and then week 3 with the contact sheets, we go over the enlargers, how to set them up. You have to use certain focal lengths for the film format. You have to change the condenser settings on the enlargers, also because of the film format. And then we get into making a contact sheet. Contact sheet is basically you put your negatives on the print paper, put a piece of glass over it, and then expose it to light, and then run it through the developer and the fix, or the stop path and the fix. We do it that way because it gets people kind of a little bit of practice working with the enlargers and running a print through the trays to develop it and fix it. And then the fourth and final week, when they come in and we're doing prints, we don't have to deal with, all the enlarger part stuff, and actually they'll already have practice running a print through the trays, so then we can spend more time on teaching them how to make a good quality print. So you have no experience shooting film, but you want to. One of the nice things that we offer here is we have cameras that people can use. We'll teach you how to use the camera, and we'll let you borrow it during that time of class for you to come out and try. So I think what I'd like to accomplish here at the Darkroom would be to introduce more people to this process, or get the people who are shooting film but sending it out and getting it developed, introduce them to developing their own film and making prints. If you're shooting film, the end product is the print. You know, a lot of people scan their negatives for sharing online, but making the prints is what really makes film. That's half the enjoyment of shooting film. And I'd like to just kind of introduce more people to that and let them see a side of photography they may have never seen before.